Hey everybody, it's been a minute. I wanted to come on to talk about some quick funding that you can get. So hey there, God bless you. It's your friend Dr. Alexis coming in from Austin, Texas. Listen, I want to come on to talk to you guys about some funding that you can get under the PPP, and I want to try to help you to get this money. If you have not applied yet for unemployment, if you're not getting unemployment, now this is not for you if you have gotten unemployment. I'm talking about those of you who have legitimate, who are file a Schedule C. So if you file a Schedule C, I'm going to try to help you get some money easily. It was easy for me, and I'm sure it'll be easy for you. All right, so I want you guys to let me know where you're coming in from. Hey there, God bless you. Welcome to the broadcast. I know it's been a minute. I'm excited to come to you guys on the 1st. I think I'm coming on the 31st or the 1st because that's my birthday month. So I'll be back for that. But I wanted to come quickly just to talk to you guys about this. Let me know if you can hear me, if it's okay, if it's loud. Can you hear me? What's up, everybody? God bless you. Hey there. Hi there. Let me know where you're coming in from. It's your friend, Dr. Alexis, coming in from Austin, Texas. Welcome, welcome. Indianapolis, God bless you. It is 12:46 on my end here in Austin. How's it doing over there? What time is it there? And what's going on? What's going on over there? All right. Hey, New York, God bless you. Hey, 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 hey there. Hi there. God bless you. Hey, everybody. Yes, I have not been on this month, and I realized that, and I was like, oh my goodness, I have not been on for a minute. So I think that, when somebody is prophesying, you want to just not over talk, because a lot of times when you're just talking, But what about when God really has something to say? Then people would just be like, oh, she's just talking again. So I side-eye people who always got a word. I feel like God is always speaking, but I want to be sure that I'm not in my flesh. You feel me? about anything. So, hey, at Kentucky. Hey, everybody. God bless you. Hey, Macon, Chicago, Rome, Georgia. Hey there, Houston, Illinois, Nairobi. God bless you. Hey there, Olive Branch. Hey, Island. Hi there. Hey, everybody. Listen, so what I'm going to talk about today is something that I did. My aunt actually put me on it, and it is the PPP. Now, for those of you who have already gotten this is not for you, but for those of you who may not be sure if you can apply for the PPP, I want to just make you aware of an opportunity that I feel for people who did not get who did not get unemployment, who may be like, okay, God, I need some more money. Like I told you guys, like the Lord said, there's going to be more money released in the first 100 days of the Joe Biden administration than ever before. And so I took him at his word. And as you see, things are being released. That was the reason why he needed to come into office. Although, there's some things that I don't agree with about his administration. I'm actually not a fan of anybody's administration, but I understand that when God is trying to cause things to shift, then we got to be ready for the shift. And so I know that I said, well, line me up, because I know, God, there's some things that I've been waiting on that I only got access to during COVID-19, that I only got access to during this time. And so sign me up, right? And I don't want any of us to get, left, I guess, left out. I want to make sure that everybody has the information, the pertinent information, to make sure that they can apply for these things. Now, I want you guys to go through what I went through. I'm going to put the link up because last year I went through another application process that had me in there for like 2 to 3 months. It was real hard. The application process that I just did, it took me literally 5 minutes, and I was approved within, it's not based on my credit. It wasn't based on none of that. They used my Schedule C that I had not even turned in yet. Actually, they used a draft. Hear me now. A draft of my Schedule C for forgivable PPP. That's forgivable, right? It's forgivable because what you're going to do is you're going to pay yourself. 60% of it has to be used for payroll costs. But this year, they made it where those who are gig workers can apply for this money. Those who are gig workers, those who may do, something, you may be doing something on the side. You may be the person who goes live and you get people give you money to go live. You may be that person. If you filed a Schedule C, and I recommend that if you're getting any money outside of your job, that you would be that you file a Schedule C. So if you've not yet filed your taxes, that's great, because you can file a Schedule C. Now that means if you're doing hair on the side, that means if you drove Uber once or twice or 3 times, I'm recommending that you apply under the Schedule C, because any money that you got in outside of your job, that is considered a gig. Okay, we all have, I know they said, I forgot the percent of Americans who are, and sorry for those who are from other countries who are listening, I apologize. This is specifically for America, because I don't know what your country is doing. Although I do get words for other countries. Wait, I was looking, was I ashy? Okay, I'm not, I don't think so. Okay. I'm back, wait. Okay, so share this with somebody, you guys. Let them know I'm on. I'm talking about some real stuff. Okay, we're talking about the funding that God said he was going to drop through this administration. I want to make sure that you have access to this. Okay, so I have a couple of entities, but I have LLC, nonprofit, and sole proprietorship. All right. So last year I applied and it was a mess getting approved for the funding. So I said, this is crazy. You know, I never want to do it again. They didn't even do it right. But this time my aunt put me on a website that puts you through in 5 minutes, that your application is 5 minutes. I'm telling the truth, it's real talk. It took me 5 minutes to do this application and I was approved. I just signed my promissory note, remember, of forgivable funds. They're actually funding it now. So it took me 2 to 3 days to go through the funding process, to sign everything. And then now they're doing the funding. And so that's letting me know that this is going to be the best website for you, your family member, etc. All right. So what I use is this link right here. I'm going to show you guys the link and you can go through it with me if you like. And I use a website called Womply. Okay, so that's the link. The website is called Womply. I want you guys to go through my link, because for every referral, I get a referral. I get paid for referrals. So yeah, that's good for me. And you can get paid for referrals too once you do it. So anyway, you go through this link and you can go on YouTube. They have so many tutorials, but it's so easy. I'm telling you, you can literally do it right now, to the point that I took a picture of my unfinished taxes. Okay, my taxes are, you know, they are just the draft. I took a picture of it that I had my accountant do, and she like put in the information in the different letters. And then, I mean, not the different letters, the different numbers. And then I was able to crunch some numbers, and they did it for me. I did it on my phone. I took a picture of it, of my tax information. I uploaded it to it. I didn't have to put my, you know, with the other applications, you have to put your ID and take a picture of that. I didn't do any of that. I just put the ID number in there. It's called the PPP Fast Lane, Womply PPP Fast Lane. So that way they automatically have the information. They did it for me, is what I'm telling you. So I like things done quickly. I don't like taking hours to solve problems. I was like, okay, I know that I did a Schedule C. Again, if you do anything gig work, anything, I don't care if you got paid for making cakes last year. I don't care if you got paid for braiding hair on the side last year. I don't care if it was 10 times or 4 times, because what they're going to do is they're going to add that with what your employment, what you were making at your job. And then they put those 2 numbers together, because you're going to use the, I think it's line 7 on your Schedule C. And that's how they're able to say how much money you're going to get back. So for those of you who feel like, I ain't get unemployment, because I know I didn't get unemployment, I don't get any of that, you know, that type of funding. There's other funding that you can have access to that is, again, forgivable. So I want you guys to be in the know of that. I want you to know that you can get that, and that you don't have to. So you wanted to have been in business. Sorry. So wait, I'm going to answer questions in a minute. But I want you guys to be in the know. Friends, I talked to my friends who didn't think they could apply, and they still were able to apply. people who work a full-time job, but also do something on the side, right? So it can be anything that you're doing on the side. But now they have made provisions for those who are gig workers, okay? So it's a PPP fast lane. So use this link that I'm telling you. I just put it, it's under here, https://bit.ly 3CYPV3Q. Use that, and you should be able to do it. Now, let me answer some questions. Does an Etsy shop qualify? Yes, an Etsy shop qualifies. Yes, you do. You qualify. What about if you did receive unemployment last year? Okay, so I know that my aunt received unemployment last year, and she still did some things on the side. She applied for it this year, but I would recommend. She said that if you are applying for unemployment, you don't want to double dip, right? You don't want to. I think they said you have to wait like 8 weeks once you get this funding. The point is that there's some people who can get unemployment and some people who won't, but who don't, because they work full time or they also do things on the side. So if you are working, if you're doing both, don't do both. Make a decision of what you want to do and do it like that. So if you did get unemployment last year, yes, you can still apply for the PPP this year, but hopefully you also worked your other stuff last year too. If you didn't file a Schedule C, then this wouldn't be for you. Somebody asked that. What if I didn't file a Schedule C? Then this one isn't for you, because you have to either have filed a Schedule C or a Schedule F. If you didn't file a Schedule C or a Schedule F, then that means that you would qualify for, if your employment was impacted, then you would qualify for a PUA unemployment back pay, probably from, I don't know if they're still doing it for last year and this year, but before they were doing it for last year as well, where you could have gotten all that money back. I know people who got like 20 to 25,000 based on, and these individuals, some people didn't even work for the last 10 or 15 years. I just feel like there is a lot of money right now, and you need to know how to get it and how to qualify to the point that you're not lying. I think that if I have to lie to get it, I don't want it. But I want you to be honest in your pursuit for it, and just know that, hey, God, if this is for me, it's going to work out. I ain't going to have to lie. I'm not going to have to sit up here and make up things. I'm not going to have to make up reports because, you don't want me to lie, Father, to get any money, because you can give me money. You could drop money tomorrow. But since there is opportunity now, I want you guys to jump on this, because I believe that this ends. They pushed it back, but I think it's ending May 31st or May 17th or something like that. No, you do not. Somebody asked, do you have to have your taxes done? No, you don't have to have your taxes done. You can even have a draft of your taxes, So if you have a draft of it, if you like, I remember last year I applied for the EIDL. That's another opportunity if you guys have not applied for that. But I applied for the EIDL, that's not forgivable. That you do have to pay back. But if you were looking to get into real estate or to get anything that you've ever just wanted to get, okay, if you need things for your business, then I do recommend the EIDL. The good thing is that you can get the EIDL and the EIDL and the PPP. You can get both of those. So the PPP is payment protection. The EIDL is also payment. You can use it for your payment protection, but you more want to use it on, materials, and you can use it for rent, etc. Rent of your your facility, or rent of your facility, or rent of you can have a piece of that going to your home if you're using your house as an office, which a lot of us do. So yeah, but that's totally different. That's like a 30-year loan. That one's actually a real loan. But I remember a couple of years ago, I was really asking God to open up the door for me to get approved for something like that, because, I just wanted to be able to get funding so that I could start a facility. So I think that, you know, this opportunity for it to drop the next year due to COVID was just an opportunity for me. Now I do know that the word talks about not owing anyone anything. So I want you to be careful in this, that you're not taking this money out so you can go splurge and kick it and go, turn up and have this and have that. For me, it's about business. Now for the PPP, you're using that to pay yourself money that you may have gotten, you probably could have gotten during COVID, but because COVID shut down a lot of entities, then now they're going to give you this money to help kind of protect you during this time. Even though a lot of things are opening up now, I just want you guys to know about the opportunities. All right. I'm a massage therapist, self-employed. Do I qualify? Yes, you do qualify. I don't care if you what you do. I don't care if you went over your friend's house and watched the baseboards. You qualify. You're a gig worker. Okay. Let's look at the definition of a gig worker, you guys. So the gig worker definition are independent contractors, online platform workers, contract firm workers, on-call workers, anybody who's independent. Any money you're getting, you could have got that money through Cash App, okay? But hopefully you did a Schedule C. And so I think that that's an important lesson too for people who are, learning about funding. You got to do, I was talking to a guy the other day just about, just getting even my paperwork more in order. And, he was like, there's just certain things you got to do right. So you got to, instead of trying to write off everything all the time or, trying to do things slick, you got to do it right because, so some people don't even file a Schedule C. They just file their regular taxes, even though they had been working and doing things on the side. Most of us do have jobs that we do on the side. So you want to be sure that you are doing it right. Get you a Schedule C if you have not yet filed your taxes and you do things on the side. If you filed your taxes already, do you still qualify? Yes, this has nothing to do with whether they're filed or not filed. They're just giving opportunity for those who have not yet filed them too. Somebody else, does it matter about your student loans? No, it doesn't matter. Daycare provider. If you're a daycare provider and you actually have employees, you could still file for the PPP underneath, not under sole proprietorship, but as a business. So if you're a business or you're a sole proprietorship, I'm telling you, apply. Just try to apply and see what happens. It's not running your credit, it's not doing anything that's impacting you. So just try to apply. Don't limit yourself like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to get this funding, etc. Like, don't limit that. Somebody asked, how long must you be in business? So for me, I've been in business since 2015, but for this, I believe that you can use, check this out, you can use either your 2019 or your 2020 taxes. Do you hear me? You can use your 2019 or your 2020 taxes. So if you started your business in 2020 or 2019, well, 2019, you're pretty good. I think actually, even if you check it, you guys look into this because I don't know yet. But I think that even if you started in 2020, but I don't quote me on that one. But I know for a fact 2019. Let's see. Yes, somebody said, can you show a Schedule C from last year? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Okay, so somebody's talking about rental assistance. There is also something called rental assistance right now that will pay 12 to 15 months, 12 to 15 months of the rent to the landlord. Okay, and if you are the landlord, you can apply for your tenant. That money will come straight to you. Now, the money is not going to go to the tenant. It's going to come both times, whether the tenant applies or the landlord applies, it's going to go straight to the tenant, the landlord. So be sure if that's something that you have going on, that you've been unable to pay your rent. I believe they pay 12 months back pay and then 3 months ahead. So if that's something that's going on with you, make sure you tap into that money. Do not miss out on that money, because they have passed, I'm talking about major money in that area dealing with rental assistance. Okay. All right. Does this mean I can use my Schedule C from 2019? Yes, you can use your Schedule C from 2019. Ruth, you asked what type of funding can a disabled veteran apply for? We are actually going to do a class coming up this month, April, dealing with funding, USDA funding, and also veteran funding. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a really good class. A young lady who she helped an individual who had not been able to get approved since the 90s to get his funding. So she'll be on with me, and we're going to go straight through the application of the USDA, because a lot of people have been asking me how to get that funding. And if you're a nonprofit organization, I want to make sure that you have access to that so that you don't end up being left out. There are millions of dollars in USDA funding that if you are a nonprofit organization, you can get access to. And once again, I don't want y'all to be left out. I believe, you guys, that we are in such a pivotal time dealing with money. We are in a pivotal time. I truly believe that there is going to be so much windfall that you should be able to get your family and get your business on the track that it needs to be on. I want to caution you, though, that the spirit of poverty would have you backpedal and spend money on things that are unnecessary. Unnecessary being you don't need that for anything. You're just using it because you like to spend. And so if you are gluttonous when it comes to money, then you may want to check that area, because how can God expand you if you're always spending everything that he gives you for, for wicked pleasures? So I just want you guys to be cautious in that, because although I'm going to try to whatever funding I come across and that you may have access to, I'll try to give you, help you. But at the same time, and I'm not a financial advisor, I would recommend that you talk to your accountant, but I do have the information. And I don't know why people don't share the information with others, but I want to try to share it with as many of you to make sure that all of us are blessed. All right, I'm going to answer some more of these questions. Let's see. Okay, Shakina says, I have not been able to apply for unemployment because my reason for leaving was not COVID related. Although 1 week after leaving my job, COVID hit. Is there funding for my situation? Yes. Apply again. I don't care what they told you. Apply again. Apply again. Apply again. All right. How long do you have to been in business to get the funding? If you filed your 2019 or 2020 Schedule C, upload them. Just try to apply. Do you hear what I'm saying? Try to apply and see what happens. All right. If you have a Shopify business, apply. If you sell t-shirts, apply. If you sold 10 books, a lot of you have books, apply. If you're on here and you're preaching and you don't have a nonprofit, you're over here asking people, which I don't always agree with that stuff, but let me keep my own self out of here. But if you're asking people for offering, if you're coaching and you're not asking and you're not reporting that you need to report anything that's coming through your Cash App, that's somebody paying for something, that is actually income. And that makes you a gig worker or self-employed. You don't always need an EIN to be self-employed. A lot of us are self-employed on the strength that we do things on the side, right? It could have been one job that you did last year. It could have been 2 jobs that you did. I'm just telling you, a lot of us do things on the side. Okay. All right. Yeah. So here's the link. Vanessa, use the link that's right here. The HTTPS. I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it inside of the chat. Hopefully it'll work. But, you can just type this in. Yes, I know other people. Last year I applied for Cabbage. They played me. Now I got the money, but I didn't get as much as I could have gotten because they didn't do it right. But now Womply is way better. They're not putting you through all that stress that these other people are putting you through to apply. And a lot of times what we don't know hurts us, right? So it limits us because, you know, they have you filling out these 20-page applications and it makes you frustrated. You'd be like, forget it, I'm not going to apply. This is not a 20-page application. This is literally going to take you 5 minutes to apply. So I recommend that you apply. All right. If you have rooms in a house and rent rooms, somebody said, oh Lord, sorry, I didn't mean to put that. If you have rooms, if you have a house and rent rooms, can you apply for rental assistance? Yes, you can. Actually, I've told individuals that if your children live with you and they you write up a lease, a document, some kind of documentation, they live with me, and have them to fill it out, you can actually get the back pay from your children if they're grown. I'm not talking about, you know, 12-year-olds. I'm talking about like your kids living with you who are grown and they're not paying any rent. I would recommend that you look into that. Now you can Google rental assistance, COVID rental assistance, look up the new CARES Act and what they, I can look it up for you guys right now. COVID rental assistance. Each city has different things, different opportunities. Okay, so it says the emergency rental assistance program has made available $25 billion to assist households that are unable to pay rent and utilities due to the COVID pandemic. The funds are sent directly to a state, okay, or local government. I know that eligible households. Let me look back at this. Sorry. To be an eligible household is defined as a renter household, which is at least one or more individuals meet the following criteria. Look at that. One or more individuals. One or more person in your house is qualifying for unemployment or has experienced a reduction in household income, incurred significant costs, or experienced a financial hardship due to COVID-19. 2, demonstrates a risk of experiencing homelessness or housing instability and has a household income at or below 80% of the area median. All right. So the available assistance, eligible households may receive up to 12 months of assistance plus an additional 3 months. What I said, 12 months plus 3, that's 15 months. If the grantee determines the extra months are needed to ensure housing stability and the grantee funds are available, the payment of the existing housing related arrears that could result in eviction or an eligible household is prioritized. Assistance must be provided to reduce ineligible household rentals arrears before the household may receive assistance for future rent payment. Application process for the rental assistance may be submitted by either what I told you guys earlier, an eligible household, or by a landlord on behalf of the eligible household. Households and landlords must apply through programs established by grantees. In general, funds will be paid directly to landlords and utility service providers. If a landlord does not wish to participate, funds may be paid directly, hold up, wait a minute, to the eligible household. There it is. Well, there it is. There it is, okay? Well, there it is. There it is, okay? So, God bless you from, where is she? You're from the islands. I'm trying to think of, hey, Shonda, I see you, girl. So, whoop, there it is, y'all. All right? So, Womply is actually not the lender. Womply, somebody said, what is Womply? Womply is not the lender. Back to PPP, you guys. They are the person who finds the lending for you. That again, the lending is not based on your credit score. It's not based on any of that. It's based on your taxes. So you don't have to do your taxes. You can have a draft of the taxes. Last year, I got funding, a lot of it, just by a draft. I hadn't even done my taxes yet. So I want to let you guys know that. All right. So I want you guys to utilize my, hopefully you guys utilize my link. I think I want to answer some more questions. Okay, again, this PPP, what is the PPP? The Paycheck Protection Program gives forgivable emergency loans. That's forgivable money. The program is designed for paycheck protection, so businesses keep and rehire employees, even yourself, okay? As a result, if you spend your money on payroll, rent, mortgage, or utilities, then the government will forgive your loan so that you don't have to pay it back, all right? Now, this is the good thing too. If you didn't apply last year, what? Then this year, you can get 2 draws. You're going to get one for last year, and they're going to come back around and give you another draw. Do you hear me? That's like really amazing. And you don't have to reapply for that draw. So they're going to base it off of whatever year you upload. So I would recommend uploading either 2019 or 2020, whatever year. For me, you know, I did my 2020. I uploaded it. I had already gotten money for last year for PPP, so this will be my second draw. But my husband was able to apply for 2 draws too. So the money that you thought you missed last year, you'll get it this year. Do you hear me? That's amazing. That is amazing. All right. So let me tell you guys this. Once you get the money, you're going to want to pay yourself. So be sure to do that. You can even do it by, you know, paying yourself or taking the money out of your account so you can show that it was deposited and withdrawn, or you just being able to show that you spent this money on certain things, keeping the receipts. So when forgiveness time comes, you're able to apply for forgiveness and boom, you're straight, right? You don't want to be sitting up here with some money that, you know, owing some money that you don't need to owe when it's forgivable. It's forgivable, 100% forgivable. Again, 100% forgivable. This is not, you don't need any collateral on this. You don't need to personally guarantee this. You don't need to do any of that, okay? This is forgivable for you. I recommend you apply. Somebody else asked another question because I got a meeting in a little bit, but I think the question is, okay, let me go back to the questions. There was another question that, I told you what a gig worker is or a self-employed. You guys already know that. So yeah. All right, let me look back at some questions. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a super prophetic person who I heard the Lord say this was going to occur. It started last year, but I believe this year we're about to see the windfall. There's going to be more funding. Did you guys hear about this funding for single mothers? That if your child is, if you're a single mother, then they're going to give kids an actual debit card that they're getting $300 a month on. Did you hear about that funding? They also have it where they're giving kids, if the kids need, now this is personal. I don't know how they're doing this, but I think a lot of kids aren't eating. So they're actually giving middle schoolers funding where they can have a card to get food. It's one of my family members is doing it right now. So I know about this. The PPP site, does the site help with the does this site help with the PUA back pay? No. The PUA back pay, you want to do that yourself. But since Gianni, you're in business, you could just apply for the PPP and get that, right? But you may want, so you guys may want to look into both. I've been telling people, if you do qualify for unemployment, get unemployment and keep trying. Don't, if they tell you you're not approved, go back and be like, yes, I am. I know somebody who said, yes, they were, and got like 20 something thousand because these people were playing at first. They were overwhelmed. So they weren't in the weeds of it. They weren't actually being tedious with their applications. They were more just looking at it like one thing. Oh, you're not approved. Like, I don't take no for an answer. If you can qualify for that, if your mama keep your kids and she don't work, she hasn't worked for years, have her to apply for the unemployment. If it don't matter who, I don't care. Just have them apply for it so they can get it back. Once again, you're not lying. You're telling the truth. They're going to say, did you work in all of 2019? No, you didn't work. Did you work in 2020? No, you didn't work. So those are for individuals who can qualify for the unemployment. All right. That's a whole nother thing, but yeah. All right. All right, I'm trying to answer questions, you guys. I'm excited because I can't wait for y'all to get what God said. I'm for real. I can't wait because I believe that you're about to recover all that you didn't know you had that was coming back to you. I said, Lord, I received my inheritance. Okay, I received everything that you said I was going to get through every prophetic word. I receive it now in Jesus' name. All right. All right, so somebody asked how much, or I don't know if you guys asked this, but the lowest amount they can give you is $1,000. That means you would have had to have $4,500, not just in your self-employed, on the self-employed part, but line 7. This could have been in your job or whatever. Line 7 of your taxes, whatever that says, they're going to divide that and then times it by 2 or something like that. Times it by 2. So, look it up and they'll do it for you on Womply and you can figure it out like that. But I'm just letting you know about that part. All right. Somebody said, if you have a family member that passed from COVID, you can get up to $9,000. Thank you, Karen. That is true. There is actual funding right now for people who, for COVID expenses, funeral expenses. They're paying that too. When I'm telling you is, yes, I know $9,000 doesn't, somebody's life who was lost. I feel horrible about their life who was lost. Yes, but there is opportunity to get funding for those people who are struggling in that area who lost somebody. All right. Yes, you can. What's the name of the website? So again, you guys, the website I want you guys to go to because I actually get something I get a referral fee for every person that I'm putting on this. So use my link, but even if you don't use my link, I want you guys to be taken care of. And I don't want you to go to all these websites that make you jump through a million hoops. It's like, why am I jumping through all these hoops, to try to get this funding? God, I don't even understand half the stuff they're talking about. And I think that they were making it really hard at first. And specifically those who did not have the knowledge were being locked out of those who did not have the knowledge were being locked out of the opportunity. And I feel like a lot of times that ends up being Black and brown individuals who get locked out of the opportunity and who don't know that they can apply. So again, if you did anything on the side last year, I don't care what it was, made cakes, braided hair, did makeup on the side, anything, make sure that you're filing the right taxes, which will be a Schedule C. This could have been last year or 2019. Use the picture of that. You can download the picture, upload it, or upload the real document. You don't even need an actual computer. You can do this on your phone in 5 minutes. It's called the PPP Fast. It's called the Fast Lane. And it's Womply, the Fast Lane. They're going to square you away. You're going to get approved. You're going to get approved. You're going to get approved, okay? I don't want to hear any negative talk. I don't want you guys in my inbox box, but what about this? I don't care. I don't care. I told people last year, like, I don't care. Apply. Don't be the one being left behind talking about, I don't know what happened. I just didn't apply. Girl, apply. Your husband, apply for your husband. He don't want to do it. You apply for him, okay? Because we're not going to be the last ones out here looking crazy talking about, I don't know what happened. No, we're going to be the ones taking this by force and getting our things in order for what's about to happen in April and May, you guys, because there are some phenomenal things coming down the pipeline. Again, we are doing a course. I'm going to talk about that on the 1st, but I'm going to be doing a course to help you fill out your paperwork and give you my paperwork or some of my paperwork from the USDA contract. Now, this is when you get into $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $500,000, $1 million in this USDA contract. You have to be a nonprofit, but I want to make sure that you guys can get some of this funding because it's game time. It's game time. It's game time. That's it. Period. And we've been fasting over here. Listen, I don't know if you guys stayed on the fast with me, but I've been fasting over here, and I believe it's game time. Come on, it's go time. All right. So how do you apply if you don't have a Schedule C? So again, if you don't have a Schedule C, you can't apply. This is for people who are doing Schedule Cs. And if you are, I don't know why, if you do things on the side and you didn't apply for a Schedule C or use a Schedule C, I'm questioning probably whoever does your taxes, because if you did anything on the side, you're a gig worker. So I don't know what you would do in that case. Find somebody to talk to about that, an accountant or somebody, because hopefully you would have they would have had you fill out the right documentation. Yes, I did say something about housing for renters. Hopefully you guys can go back and listen to that. Don't miss out on that funding either. Now, listen, don't just apply if you don't need it, right? Because there's people who really need that money. But if you need it, if you got anybody in your house who fits any of those qualifications that I talked about, listen, your son or daughter in that house and has not been paying you any money, I'd be like, you're about to apply for this, or we're about to apply for this because I'm your landlord. You're staying with me. I'm getting that money for you staying in my house, that $400 per room, $500 per room or whatever, and they'll pay it up to 12 months back, 3 months ahead. That's 15 months of $500. For a room, which is actually very normal because I rented a room before and I know how much it costs. So I would have them go be about the business of filling out that form and saying, you ain't gave me rent all year, boo-boo. Run me my money. Run me my money. Okay, let me see. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to read this. You guys, the link is, I'm going to post the link again. Somebody's in here talking about somebody owing them some money. You guys should read some of these, so you guys know I'm on all across all the platforms. And 1 second. I think I got to mute. 1 second real quick. And they're just going off in my in the chat. Can we push back? I'm on. Okay, I'm about to get off here in a minute. Okay, in order to find the rental form, just Google, you guys, your city and Google emergency COVID rental assistance, okay? Emergency COVID rental assistance all across America. Sorry for those in other countries. I haven't researched your stuff yet, but I like my hair too, thank you. All right. You can backfile your 2019 taxes by amending them. Listen, to apply for this, you don't even have to have filed your taxes. I used a draft, meaning I didn't file them. I just used a draft, okay? So people who have mortgages, I know they got funding for y'all. I just don't know exactly what it is. Oh, it's the same thing as rental assistance. That's the same thing. It's gonna be paying for your, if you're the landlord, you're still paying. So they're gonna pay your landlord for, or not your landlord, they'll pay it back. It's the same thing. It's 25 billion. So it should be underneath the same thing, where you can type in mortgage assistance, COVID mortgage assistance. Yes, Tiona said, yes, Tiona. Thank you. Thank you, Tiona. She said, for the people asking for about PUA, back pay, keep calling your state's unemployment office. Give them a start date and they will go from there. They will pay you. Thank you. We're trying to help y'all. I don't care what they said. They might try to get about it, route it, all that with you guys. I don't care what they're saying. They know that that money is coming down the pipeline. And a lot of times, I don't know why people try to micromanage other people's money. Like, you can't micromanage this. This is coming down the pipeline. And they need to use it up. Last year, a whole bunch of money didn't get used because they were trying not to approve people. It's like, what are you doing? Give me my back pay all the way back from last year or 2 years ago, and appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. So I'm talking to you guys like I would talk to my friends. You guys are my friends. I want to see y'all make it. Okay. So bit.ly 3CYPV3Q. I'm going to post the link one more time, you guys. I'll make sure that it's posted in the comments. Yeah. Oh, listen, this is the last thing I want to tell you. If you applied for another state, if you applied for not another state, I'm sorry. If you applied for another PPP in another app and they're asking for a whole bunch of information, like, forget them. Because I did that before too. You can apply for 10 different ones if you want to. They're not running your credit, but I'm just telling you that Womply is going to be the best. They're going to be the best because I've tried the other ones and I know, like, it's if it's too hard for me, I just be like, I don't even want to do it. It's too much work. Like, why am I doing all that when this is funds that are accessible for us? So I recommend not even going through the bank. I recommend going through Womply, like a fintech company. So yeah. I'm not going to delete this video. Somebody said, please don't delete. Okay. So you guys, I have a meeting right now I have to go to, but I hope that this helped you. And I pray that the Father shows you exactly what you need to do. Apply. Don't knock it until you try. Don't get afraid, fear-based, all that stuff. Just apply, y'all. And I'll be back on the 1st of the month, or even either on the 31st or no, on the 1st of the month, I'll be back. And it's my birthday month, so I'm so excited for what God has to say for April. All right. I love you guys. Grace and peace to you. Bye now.